So you want to get invited to the parties, but Jeffrey goes out every week. He goes to the nightclubs, the raves, and the after parties. He starts drinking and taking a variety of drugs at 9 p.m. and then he doesn't stop up until sometimes 6 to 7 a.m. Jeffrey is the kind of guy who's still in the club as it closes down. That's so f***ing sad. What the f***? I can't believe I did that for so long. And you may see Jeffrey's big smile on his Instagram pictures and feel a sense of missing out. But let's pull back the veil. What does Jeffrey's life look like outside of the party scene? He wakes up at 1 p.m. and he feels like shit. He's a young man, but he physically feels weak, feeble, and sick. His stomach always hurts, his head always bangs, his skin isn't nice. He eats the lowest effort food that he can find, like pot noodles and those cheap pizzas that you can get from Aldi. And he wonders why he can't focus. He wonders why he looks like this. Now, we should try to be better than Jeffrey and we shouldn't make fun of him, but the reason why we dislike people like this is because this usually is not a nice person. This same Jeffrey will be hostile to you when he sees you doing the good habits. He'll make fun of you for going to the gym. How does that make sense? How can someone make fun of you for going to the gym? And that's exactly what Jeffrey does. He'll try to bully and tease you out of going. He sees you eating clean and uses that to mock you. What the f***, Jeffrey? He spends his day just hopping from dopamine source to dopamine source. He doesn't feel good. He has so many negative thoughts until he gets that magical text. Hey, wanna go out tonight? Back to it again, Jeffrey. Adonis. You spot Adonis out in the wild. It's a rare sight seeing him. What is he doing? He's just sat there, meditating. Oh, in a flash, you just see him whiz by. He's doing cardio, he's trying to get faster. He's impressing all of the women with how fast he can run. He's impressing all of the men with how fast he can run. But most importantly, he's impressing himself with how fast he can run. What a fantastic feeling this is. First thing in the morning and a feeling of accomplishment already. What's Adonis gonna do next after that vigorous exercise? Wait, what? That was just his warm-up. Next, you see Adonis actually start his workout for the day. You hear iron and steel bang against the floor. The entire tribe notices Adonis is at work. Pumped up, he looks magnificent. And now it's time to take down the mighty boar. Everyone in the tribe's heart beats fast. We need Adonis to take down this boar. We will all go hungry if he doesn't. Tusk in hand, Adonis battles and risks his life for the tribe. A great puff of smoke covers him, and then he emerges. He's done it. We will feast again tonight. That is fun for Adonis. That is a wholesome, healthy day. That is not fueled by pleasure or instant gratification. We can't help but look up to someone like Adonis. I actually had my first sip of alcohol at age 18, so it wasn't early at all. A lot of people in like British culture, I'm from the UK, and a lot of people in British culture start drinking literally like this isn't like a sip of drink. A lot of people start drinking at like age 14, 15, and they go to like parties and like underage clubs and shit. For me, it was 18, but I remember when I first started consistently going out to like nightclubs, and I thought it was like the best thing ever. I went with one of my friends who was more clued up in this scenario, and I didn't really like the clubs that he would want to go to because he was like into indie music and they would always be like, you know, guys with like long hair in these places, and I liked more like house and rap music, but I would still go and have like a really good time. And it was hype as fuck seeing people from like my school, my college, outside in a totally different environment where inhibitions were lowered. Because when you only see people in class, it's like they're very different to how they are at nighttime when they've been drinking. They've all got dressed up. And so that guy in my class that I wouldn't usually speak to is now like hugging me, and it's so good to see him, and there's a girl there who's making eye contact. It's so fucking exciting. You spend £30, £50, £100 on a night out, and it doesn't feel like such a big deal even though you're broke as fuck, because you're having so much fun and you think, okay, this is the height of my life. This is so sick. There's nothing better than this. This is better than video games. And then I experienced that about 1 to 3 times a week. For years. I moved to university, so I'm not living with my family anymore, so I can go out as much as I want. I get student loans, which is fucking, it's how silly is that like students get given like thousands of pounds in loans, and the overwhelming majority of us just wasted it and put it into like instant gratification instead of something that actually develops ourselves. It was when I became more confident, more attractive, and I started hooking up with the girls that I would meet in these nightclubs and parties. That's when it became so addictive. That's when, even though it was bad for me, I would still go out multiple times a week, take a lot of drugs, drink a lot. Like me and my one friend Levi would literally buy like a 1 liter bottle of vodka, and I promise you that this is the truth. We would drink that before we would go out to drink. That is British culture. British drinking culture is drinking and getting drunk before you go out to drink. This might sound silly, oh, like, yeah, the British are wild, but like, it's very fucking sad. Like, it's very embarrassing when you look at it from like an outside perspective. I'm no longer in that life. Like, you know, I could say, oh, you know, have fun. Like, everyone's gonna tell you, you know, your 20s are the time to shut the fuck up. Your 20s are the time to have fun, bro. No, they are not. When you are young, everything you do compounds. The good decisions you make, the decisions that Adonis would make, the delayed gratification versus the bad decisions, the decisions that Jeffrey would make, the instant gratification. Every decision you make compounds. It influences your self-image and it becomes a habit, and it literally changes the trajectory of your life, positively or negatively. It's so easy to use this YOLO, you know, you only live once, and this carefree mindset to drive your future into the ground. But as long as you're having fun today because your 20s is the most, bro, no, it's not. If you're having the most fun parts of your life in your teenage years or your 20s, you've done something very wrong. If you think like your teenage years, your 20s are the best times of your life, you do realize who's telling you like the 20s are the best part of your life, don't you? Jeffries, adult Jeffries, whoever you're thinking about who has said this to you, like, you know, the 20s are the best. I guarantee you right now, I know this is gonna sound offensive, but I guarantee you right now, whoever you can think who has said this to you, your 20s are the best time of your life. Have fun, YOLO. Like, don't think about the future. They're overweight. They're about 40 years old. They work a job that they don't like. They had children that they didn't even want. You don't want to end up like them. It's very heartless to say this, but something has probably just clicked inside of you and you're like, fuck. How about you go and find and listen to the people that you do want to be more like? You as a young man have to take this very, very seriously. Be aware of the people that you listen to. And this is so weird because your teachers might not be the right people. Your parents might not be the right people. You need to find the exact kind of person that you look up to, that you want to be like, and listen to what they say. If you want to be an athlete, if you're really, really training a sport right now, go and look at the top athlete in your sport. Read their biographies, watch their interviews, and see how they speak about like just having fun and partying. You'll see that they'll barely speak about it because they're so focused on their craft. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, go and watch podcasts and videos by them. And one thing that they almost always say is that you have to sacrifice some pleasure. You can't be like the Jeffreys who just want to experience more and more fun, more fun. And this is usually where people will try to argue with you and say, no, but you know, you're like a life without fun is not worth living. Like, you've got to have some fun. You've got to have some entertainment. And that's true. You should have a life of fun and joy. But wouldn't the best case scenario be to find that fun and joy in your craft, in something that makes you healthier? Why is it that the Jeffreys of the world think fun and joy equals being unhealthy? Why is it that the Adonises of the world see fun and joy as being healthy? You need to rewire your brain and take a big step back from the things that make you into a worse person, the things that literally reduce your health. You see people going out experiencing literal sleep deprivation, substance abuse, and they say, no, but you've got to have fun in your life. That's fun for you. Lowering your future potential is fun for you. They're nothing like us. Scroll down right now and click on the subscribe button underneath this video. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.